Hello, this is George Shears coming to you from my northern Minnesota retirement paradise. And I'm here to sing a song to you, a reprise of a song that I originally composed almost 70 years ago. I call it the Wild Ricing Song. Now, in order to properly appreciate this song, I think a little bit of background is in order. First of all, for a long time, I have thought of northern Minnesota, especially when the time when I grew up, as the Appalachia of the North. That is, the common folk who lived here at when I was growing up. They had to eke out a living, sort of like the coal miners in the other Appalachia, through two basic occupations. One, cutting pulpwood, which was a year-round occupation from the hot, mosquito-y, deer fly, horsefly summers to the cold, bitter cold winters when the snow was up to your armpits or higher. So that was occupation number one for most people. And number two, in the fall of the year, there was indeed a major windfall, and it was called picking wild rice. And so most people who did that could, in a fairly short time, could make a sizable nest egg to help get them launched into the long winter. So my mother, who I was her baby, and so if she told me once, she told me 100 times that, George, whatever you do when you grow up, get out of this country and do something else for a living. And being the good boy that I was, I did just that. However, she didn't tell me not to come back, when I retired. So I did that, and I couldn't wait until I retired and I moved back to a place where I'm living and have been living for the last 21 years. And it has all of the many upsides of northern Minnesota and not a whole lot of the downsides. Okay, so that's a little background for this song, and I hope you'll like it. Oh, one other thing, in originally writing it, I borrowed the melody from the probably one of the most common folk songs, Sweet Betsy from Pike, along with lots of other folk songwriters. So here we go. In the last days of August, when autumn is near, and it's time to go hunting the partridge and deer, you won't find an outlaw engaged in this vice, for it's also the time to go picking wild rice. Yes, it's also the time to go picking wild rice. Well, wild rice is a grain that grows far in the north. You pick it by swinging two sticks back and forth. You pick it and sell it at a fantastic price. Why, some have made their first million just picking wild rice. Yes, some have made their first million just picking wild rice. So if you are a poor man and want to get rich, or if you're at the bottom of life's deepest ditch, I'll give you a tip, very clear and concise. Go find you a partner and pick some wild rice. Yes, go find you a partner and pick some wild rice. Well, you'll soon make your fortune, of that I am sure. Or at least you'll be far better off than you were. For from the richness of kings to the poorness of mice, there is nothing as wholesome as picking wild rice. Yes, there's nothing as wholesome as picking wild rice. But before you begin, there are some things you should know. If you don't, you will find that you won't make much dough. So lend me your ears and heed well my advice, so that all will go well when you hit the wild rice. yourself in the rear. For although the bar rooms are pleasant and nice, they are just damn poor places for picking wild rice. Yes, they're just damn poor places for picking wild rice. Now it's very important that you learn how to lie, and whatever you do, do not sell your rice dry, for water will sell at the very same price if it's in the same sack with some underripe rice. It's when it's in the same sack with some underripe rice. Watch out for the buyers, they'll do you no good. Some would cheat their own mothers if they thought that they could. They all get together and lower the price, but they still piss and moan when you sell them wet rice. Yes, they still piss and moan when you sell them wet rice. Now if your stomach is weak and your back's not too strong, you may not endure in the rice fields too long. So if you fit this description, you'd better think twice before you decide to go picking wild rice. Yes, before you decide to go picking wild rice. Though there's much more to tell, this should do for right now. I've opened your eyes to this enormous cash cow. Now the ball's in your court, and you'll have to decide if you're willing to go on this lucrative ride. Yes, if you're willing to go on this lucrative ride. And if you're hearing this song many years past its birth, some things may have changed to reduce its net worth. So before you jump in then way over your head, you may want to consider